at all these layers of clothes I have on. It's really cold and rainy though, so we're going with it. The full rain jacket situation with insulation. I have decided I'm gonna go to a coffee shop because I want to get my, sorry, I can't like stop touching my hair because it's like, it's just doing too much right now with both collars I have on. Anyway, I'm gonna get ready to leave. I'm gonna go work on homework for like an hour or two. I think I finished editing my video. I also spilled coffee all over my laptop, which was very annoying. However, it was fine. I like cleaned it up in time, and luckily I have on like a case and a keyboard protector because it caught all the liquid instead of like it seeping into the keyboard. Thank God, because that was bad. Anyway, I'm gonna go do that, and I don't know what I'm gonna do after that. I might go, I know I'm going to get coffee, but I might also go to Chichen Chen because they're in the same complex. And I really want green tea. Don't ask me why. I might also stop in at Powell's. I'm not going to buy any books, but just to like browse, walk around type thing. Guys, do you see how foggy it is this morning? Oh my goodness, I'm going to have to drive in this. Hi guys, I just got home from work and I'm remembering to check in today because we all know I'm really bad at that. Sorry it's so dark in here. It's just like actually getting dark outside, hence it's dark. But anyways, yeah, I just got home. Today was honestly pretty uneventful. We only had 8 clients because we had a no-show for our 4 o'clock, which was honestly nice because it seemed like it was going to be a pretty high incidence like consulting type appointment, and honestly both of us just were not down for that today. Like it was not that kind of day. So yeah, other than that, today was pretty chill. Had a good day, good clients, nothing crazy happened. I have class in like literally 10 minutes. I'm kind of dreading it. I don't want to go. Well, I don't want to log on, but Carter is bringing me pizza, so I can't complain too much. Anywho, I also told you that when I got home, I would show you the books that I got yesterday that I forgot to show you. So the first one I got is, this one is called Out of the Loop. It's by Katie Siegel. This one, I'll try to like shorten the blurb. But for the past 2 years, Amy Teller has been stuck in a time loop for, I don't remember how long it says. She's been stuck in a time loop and for a while. And then suddenly, like, her grumpy neighbor ends up murdered, and she's finally able to exit the time loop and help solve the murder. So I just kind of liked that this had like a cool concept. It kind of reminds me of the 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. If you've read that one, it was a very similar vibe to that. So I just thought that this would be a good one, and it seemed like it's a little bit more like funny satire type vibes. And if you didn't know, that's like my favorite kind of book, I'm realizing. I really like, I love satire in a story or something that's like making fun of the trope. I also just like witty, like dark humor. That's very much things I'm into. And that's also kind of on the same note as this book. This is Death and Other Occupational Hazards by Veronica Dupont. So this one is about Death, that's literally her name. And Death decides that she needs to take a break from her job of essentially killing people. So she decides to like go on back to Earth, and things start going terribly wrong. Someone is killing people that are not on her list to kill, and it's up to her to find the killer before it's too late and they ruin everything, basically. And yeah, it's also another kind of like dark, smart humor type book, so I thought this also looked really good, and I'm actually so excited to read that one. But yeah, those are the 2 books I got yesterday. I just got back from brekkie with my friend. We got brekkie and coffee at one of the like new local Mexican coffee shops that I really like. And yeah, it was a good time. We just like caught up and stuff because we hadn't seen each other in a little bit. I think I'm gonna go to Washington Square because I have been wanting to go to Aritzia and to, I don't know, other stores in the mall. My mind just went. So I think I'm gonna do that today. It is beautiful, as you can see outside, which is why I'm so backlit. But I don't want to spend the day inside. I want to be out. I want to be in the streets today. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm also going to, funnily enough, go out with the same friend again later tonight. It was very like spur of the moment, like, huh, we should hang out again. Because yeah, we just hadn't seen each other, so it was really good to catch up. But I'm gonna get ready to do that. Sorry, I'm really out of breath because we like got our coffees, ate, and then we walked around outside because that's what you do in Oregon when it's nice. You walk outside. So I just like walked back home. But I'm gonna do that. I don't think I have any other plans today. I'm pretty caught up on homework and like my documentation for the week. So I don't actually have a ton of stuff to do other than just exist and enjoy my life. So I'm gonna do that. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go potty, get ready, and go. Hi guys, sorry the lighting's kind of weird. It's like that weird like 2 p.m. time of day. Anyways, I came back from the mall. I immediately put cozy clothes on, and now I think I'm gonna take a nap because I'm actually really sleepy. I think it was the food I ate, and yeah. Anyway, so I thought I'd show you what I got from Aritzia. I went into the mall with the intention of finding like some lighter layers for starters. However, I wandered into Aritzia and got 2 things, and then I said, we're done shopping. That was all your shopping you get to do because expensive. So anyway, I got 2 things. Well, I don't know why my water bottle is in here, but it is. So I got, ooh, it's stuck. Anyway, just hit myself in the face with that. I got this TNA jacket. It's honestly so similar to the one I had on. I don't think you can see the detail because of the light, but if you can see, it's got like this quilted detail. It's got a corduroy collar, and it's similar to like the workwear style, but a little bit less workwear-ish. And this one is also a little bit lighter than the one I'm like had on, that like tan one with the corduroy collar. That one is longer and it's like way more insulated, so it's actually a really warm jacket. This one's a little bit lighter, which I was wanting because I love that one, but it does get really hot if like the weather is too warm, or even like today I ended up taking it off because it's like 50 degrees out. But this is the one I got. I wish it was brighter in here so you can see more of the detail. But again, super cute. Corduroy collar. It's got a black zip up, and then the little sleeves you can roll up if you wanted to. Yeah, this is like a nice light layer. Because like I said, I just feel like a lot of my jackets are really, really heavy. Besides the that red one that I've been wearing every day, that one's also a little bit on the lighter side, but it's waterproof. This one does not have a hood. It's the only thing that sucks. But I'm envisioning this to be more for like spring days where it's kind of like it is today. Sun is out, not raining, but like I still need a layer. I got that, and then I got this shirt. Guys, this is so cute. I saw it and immediately was like, that's coming home with me. This is the Little Moon range from Aritzia. I got it in the size 2XS. Oh, I forgot to say, in the jacket, I got a size XS because I have an double XS in the other one just because it's like oversized. This one is a little bit cropped and I wanted it to fit like at the hip. I didn't want it to be cropped. So I got one size up, and then it also gave me a little bit more space in the shoulders too. But this one is a 2XS, so that's like my normal size in Aritzia. For reference, I'm 5 feet tall and like 115 pounds, just in case you're looking for things in a similar style. But yeah, this one, I feel like me holding this up is not gonna do it justice. This one looks like this. So as you can see, it's just like a nice, I think it's like it's not linen. It's a little bit softer than linen, but it's very lightweight. And I like the little button detail because I love when shirts like this are tied. However, I can never tie them right, so this one is really cute. I was thinking like wearing it with either jeans in the spring, or once it gets warmer in the summertime, I could definitely wear this with like a pair of shorts. And it's super lightweight, so I don't necessarily think you'd get hot unless it was like above 85. So yeah, those are the 2 things I got from Aritzia. Nothing crazy. But those 2 things were kind of expensive, and like I said, I will not be shopping any further. That was it for me. that was my little tax refund treat to myself. So I am gonna take a nap. I'm just feeling really tired. I don't know, I had like a matcha and a coffee and I still feel tired. I didn't sleep enough, that might be why. I only got like 6 hours of sleep, which for me is not enough. I need at least 6.5 to feel good. So I'm gonna go lay on the couch and I think put Grey's Anatomy on and take a nap. And I'll check back in with you after that. So toodles. Hi friends, I realized I forgot to pick up the camera this morning, but happy Sunday. I'm gonna start this vlog off here, I guess. I've already had kind of a busy day, which is why I didn't vlog. I like took Carter to the airport at 3 a.m. this morning, so I came home and immediately passed out. And then when I woke up, I had to like hurry and get ready because I was meeting with my friends to do our study group for the Praxis exam. And then I came home, walked the dogs, and now I need to go pick up groceries. So I'm gonna go do that. But I thought I would just start the vlog here, and I'm trying to think if there's any like updates this week. I don't think so. It's gonna be a busy week though, because on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we have a lot of clients. And then Thursday is when my supervisor's schedule starts to ramp down because she's like 2 weeks out from giving birth at this point. So they're gonna take a lot of the clients off of her schedule and transition them over to their like new speech pathologist. But I did think I don't know if I should disclose this because it's like, I don't want it to say something and then it not happen and then to be like embarrassed about it or jinx it. But I won't give all the details, I guess. I'll just say I may have a job opportunity. I'm not gonna say where, I'm not gonna say what, but I may have one. I actually have an interview scheduled, not this next week, but the following week. So I'm really, really excited about that. I'm excited to share that because yeah, you're watching in real time me go from being a student to a CF, and that's so exciting. So yeah, those are some things that are coming up in the next week or two. It is Wednesday morning. I realize I have not filmed anything in almost a week. For context, I got extremely sick the past week, which was kind of annoying because I think if you remember, I was already sick like a couple weeks ago and I had the flu, and then I got whatever I got this time. I don't know if it was like another strain of flu or if it was COVID. I have no idea what it was. I was so sick to the point where I almost went to urgent care like by the 4th day because I could not function. I couldn't take care of myself, and it was really unfortunate because it also was the week that Carter was out of town. So as you can hear, I still sound bad, and this is on day like 8 at this point. So it is what it is, but I feel better. I just don't sound better, which is kind of unfortunate. So that's what happened last week. So I didn't film anything because I ended up literally missing almost the entire week of my internship. I think I went fully for one day and then I did a half day on Thursday, but yeah, I was unwell to say the least. Today is actually the last day of my internship, which is why I'm filming. I kind of just want to have this for myself, I guess, selfishly. But I'm actually really sad. I'm really, really sad about it. I don't necessarily want this one to end, for one. I really love all the people that I've been able to work with. I love my supervisor. I've told her this to her face, like, you were the best supervisor I've ever had. And I'm like just really upset about it. But she is also going on maternity leave, so I'm excited for her to get a break and to have a new baby. But yeah, I'm having kind of a hard time with it. I'm having a little bit of a crisis about it, if I'm being honest. I came home yesterday and I was really upset and I was crying. And even talking about it now makes me a little bit emotional because I think I'm just like, for the first time, very, very happy in my choice to pursue this career path. And it showed me like what it looks like to have a really good job. So now I'm really scared that my next job or my next internship is not going to feel this way and I'm going to feel disappointed again by my choice, and I don't want to feel that way. So it's just I'm having some very complex feelings about this one ending, unfortunately. Yeah, and I also had a job interview at the same practice, but I don't really know what the outcome of it is going to look like, and I've kind of kept that a secret because I didn't want to like jinx it or anything. But I think now it's at the point where I don't mind talking about it, because it's like, if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, I'm just going to be sad about it, and I'm just going to have to deal with those feelings. So I'm very hopeful that maybe things will work out, but I know that the main boss is interviewing multiple CF candidates, so I don't want to get my hopes up and, again, just be disappointed by the outcome. And she said she's not making any decisions until probably early April. So, yeah, it's kind of like, there's nothing I can do about it other than just feel my feelings. But, yeah, today's the last day. I'm hoping it'll be a good day. We don't see very many patients. It's more of like a wrap-up, clinical documentation wrap-up, and to get all my hours and stuff squared away before I leave. So, yeah, that's what's happening, and this is going to be 4 minutes of me talking about how I'm sad. So I think I'm gonna stop. Hi everybody. I don't know why this is giving overexposed, but whatever. I realized I didn't check in yesterday at all, and honestly it's because I didn't do anything. I ended up going to a coffee shop and not taking my camera because it was so rainy and so storming. Like the Fano Creek area was literally like overflowing in some parts. So yeah, I just didn't film anything, and then I ended up taking a Praxis practice exam, and I didn't film during that obviously because I kind of wanted to like simulate like not having my headphones in, trying not to be on my phone type thing. So that's what happened yesterday. Honestly, it went pretty well. I ended up getting 90 out of 132 questions, which sounds like a bad rate, but from what I've gathered like online and stuff, that's technically passing. That's actually like well within the threshold of passing. So I'm aiming for between like 80 and 90. Actually, let's go 82 to 90 questions at least, correct? And that actually was an improvement from the first practice test that I took, so I'm okay with that. But I would like to get even more right if I can. Like if I can get somewhere within like 95 to 100 questions, that would make me feel better about passing on the first go for my raw score, scaled score, whatever thing. But anyway, so I'm gonna study some more today. I actually just got back from getting coffee and breakfast with my friend. I hadn't seen her literally all term, which was so annoying. But we were able to get together and have like a good breakfast. And now I'm just gonna study, I think, for the rest of the day, or until Carter gets home and we go to dinner. But I thought I would show you my Girl Scout cookies that I got. I'm so excited, guys. I ordered these like a couple weeks ago, and I think they were here, but I was so sick that I haven't checked the mail and haven't walked downstairs unnecessarily at all. Actually, I haven't even, so it was also the first day I went back to the gym in 2 weeks, because again, that's how sick I was. Like I was not working out, I was not doing literally anything extra other than going to my internship and just trying to like survive, because even now you can still hear that I sound pretty sick. And this is literally like 2 weeks out from when I got sick, so. But yeah, I'm not gonna show you the ones I already opened, because as soon as the box got here, I opened it and I was like, gotta eat some. But I got Thin Mints, of course, a couple boxes of those. I got Caramel Delight for Carter. These are new this year. They're the Explore Mores. These ones are like Rocky Road ice cream inspired cookies. They're filled with chocolate, marshmallow, and toasted almond cream. I'm excited about these because I've never had these. Because they used to have a really good s'more cookie, but they haven't made them in a couple years, so I was hopeful that these would be kind of similar. And then I got my favorite of all time, in case you didn't know this about me, are the lemonades. I love them. I can literally devour a box of those like no other. So I was very excited to see those arrive today, or last week, whenever they got here. So those are my Girl Scout cookies. I got a lot, as you can tell. I also got my book of the month. Sorry, I'm gonna grab them. I got 2 this month because I had an add-on credit, so I got an extra one. My book of the month officially is Lady Tremaine. This one is supposed to be about Cinderella's stepmother and basically how she came to be like the wicked stepmother and her backstory.
It kind of reminds me of Maleficent type vibes, like how she came to be like the the villain origin story. That's what it mainly is. So I'm excited to hear about that because from her point of view, she's not obviously as wicked as Cinderella paints her out to be. And then I got this one. It's The Secret Lives of Murderers' Wives by Elizabeth Arnott. This one, I don't actually remember what this one is about. So Beverly, Elsie, and Margot are not your average housewives. They're all the housewives of convicted killers. Blah, 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 blah. So it basically talks about like their life now. And I believe there's like another string of murders that's happening in their town or like nearby. And they, with their knowledge of like living with a serial killer, they're trying to figure out who it is. But that one looked really interesting, and I think this is also a new debut one, because Book of the Month tends to be like either debut authors or debut novels or just like newer books in general, especially since they're all like hardcover. But those are the books I got. I'm also right now reading Challenger by Adam Hagen something. I can't remember his last name off the top of my head, but that one's been really good. It's just taking me a long time to get through because it's a lot of very like technical terminology. It's nonfiction. So I've already been reading that one for over 5 hours and I'm still only halfway through. So if you haven't heard me talking about any new books, that's why. That one's just taking me a bit longer to get through, but it's really, really good. And I'm hoping I can finish it by the end of this week, but we'll see. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna stop talking now because it's been 5 minutes and I'm gonna go study and I will catch up with you later. I realized I never told you guys what resources I'm using for my Praxis exam, which I thought might be helpful for anybody else who is studying or is like possibly taking it soon. So really fast before I keep going because I'm deep in now. I'm using, this is the Speech Language Pathology Praxis Prep, stop barking at me. This is the medical study guide. I think it's from literally Med SLP. It's kind of pricey, but honestly, I really do recommend if you need to go back over like fundamental concepts. I did have it printed out. It comes in like a PDF document, but it's literally like 100 pages of everything you would ever need to know. It has like swallowing, aphasia, it has all the like milestones, phonological processes, so all of that kind of stuff that like you might not have seen from undergrad or your post-bac, like I actually really, really recommend, and that has been really helpful, especially for like the material that I necessarily don't use in day-to-day practice as much. Like for me, I primarily work with children, so all the adult stuff I've really forgotten. So that's been really helpful. I've also been using, I'm on Quizlet right now because what I did is I took and scanned a lot of the portions that I was like not feeling good about, and I put them into Quizlets, and I'm going through and like mass learning them. I also, and by the way, do not feel like you need this many resources. This is more, I think for me, like a mental game of just feeling like, did I do everything in my power to prepare for this? So at least if I fail it, like, okay, I know what I can go back and, you know, do. So don't feel like you need to spend this much money or this much prep time. This is just more of a me thing. Like I want to go into it feeling like I did everything possible to pass. But yeah, so I'm using Quizlet, I'm using that study guide. I'm also using TrueLearn. TrueLearn's a really good program. I have it up on here. It just has like a bunch of Praxis test questions written by people who have like worked at Praxis. And I have found that actually to be really, really helpful. I significantly increased from my first test. I literally like a 10-point increase from not using it to using it on my Praxis, like the practice test. Through Praxis. So I actually do really recommend this, especially if you're somebody who's more anxious and you're worried about like timing and stuff like that. And I like this especially because it has a tutor mode. So every time you get a question wrong, like you can get immediate feedback and get why that is the correct answer, which personally for me, like if I don't do it in the moment, I won't go back and do it. So that's been really helpful. And it also shows you what areas like you're struggling with. Like for example, I'm having for whatever reason, a hard time with cycles and choosing like selection targets, which is crazy because that's what I've been doing the last 10 weeks. So I don't know why I'm getting those wrong. Anyways, besides the point. So that's been helpful. That's also kind of pricey, but like I said, have made a 10-point jump in using it. And then I also have been using like the ETS Praxis brand practice test, because you can choose how many you want. I got all 3. I've used 2 of them so far. The first time was just kind of like a diagnostic to see how I was doing, which the first one I took, I'm pretty sure I still would have passed, but I didn't pass with like a margin that I felt comfortable with. So hence why I decided to invest in the other resources and continue studying. I think those are like $20 to $25 per test, depending on how many you get. I would say definitely at least do 1, bare minimum, so you have an idea of like maybe what you should study if you're gonna do nothing else. And then Quizlet is a really great resource. That one is free, and you can do a lot of the similar things you could do on TrueLearn. The only thing I like about TrueLearn better is that it has more questions that are written in the Praxis style, so very like case study type questions, which for me I think is important because I have a tendency to skip over some of the parts of the question, which you should not do with Praxis, because the wording is very particular and it could literally make or break the choice you choose based on the wording. But yeah, I think TrueLearn for 90 days or like 3 months was like maybe $100. And then the Praxis study guide, I'm not gonna lie, I don't actually remember how much that was. I wanna say it was more than 50. So yeah, total, I have spent a lot of money in prep resources, but I've been prepping for the last like seriously month, and prior to that I was like still reading and going through stuff. So it just depends on how much you feel like you need to prep. Like I said, I primarily work with children and I don't have the best knowledge of the adult side of SLP, so I'm trying to really polish up on those because those tend to be my weaker areas that I could just be getting points in if I studied. So yeah, I just thought I would share the resources I was using in case that's helpful for anybody. Hi friends, I thought I would do a little update post-Praxis. I passed, which is great. I got a 184 or 5, I don't actually remember, but one of those numbers. So I passed. Thank the Lord. I'm so excited. I'm so happy that I passed.